Alright guys, in this video we're going to show you how to set up the environmental tracking in Razor. At first you're going to start out in the system settings and you're going to click environmental tracking. Now in this section of the page you can notice on the left you're going to have all the categories that are within Razor. In this instance nothing's set up, so what we're going to do is do the initial creation of the ESG metrics. Right now you have to go to the ESG metrics. First we need to input in some values here, so I'll put in for the average server when you sell it there's a 1,200 pound offset, and when you scrap it we'll say there's a 50 pound offset, which is about typical of what's generated. We'll hit save, and what that's going to do is going to allow us to start adding the metrics. Right now this is the way you add it, and then we're going to copy it to each of the additional categories. So we're going to hit add metrics, and we're going to put in the common metrics. So we'll do a CO2 offset, we'll enable it, it'll be a 1-to-1 conversion, unit of measure is pounds, and we'll add that metric into the system. Next one we'll do is electricity savings, kWh, which will be your kilowatt hours. We'll do the conversion, so in this case it's 0.875 for every 1 pound or 1 pound of carbon, 0.875 kilowatt hours are generated. So that's going to be what the conversion is. So you'll see here when we add that metric in, essentially 1,050 kilowatt hours is saved by reselling that server. So it's a 1,200 pound offset with a 0.875 conversion, which is a 1,050 kilowatt hour savings, which we'll be able to add into the reporting in Razor. So I'm going to continue. I'm just going to add all the basic metrics, and if you want you could add your own metrics, but these are the ones that are kind of tied in with the reporting today, and these are kind of what was pulled off the EPA's website, which are deemed standard conversion metrics. So this is the typical metrics that we're going to set up. Now, one of the things that you need to do is you'll have to do a select here, and you'll hit copy ESG metrics. So what this will do is it'll copy it across all the categories. So I'll just set it up for a few of the items here, and we'll set up the rest later, but we'll do the rest of the configuration so you understand how to set it up, how to add additional metrics, so you can provide the proper reporting via the client portal and just general PDF generation. So I'm going to pull up the client portal so you'll be able to see what type of metrics you'll be able to provide your clients. But in the client portal, here's an example. You'll be able to go to reports, environmental report, and this will pull up essentially how many orders were provided or picked up for your customer, what was the date range, were there specific orders that you picked up. So the system will start auto-generating the calculations based on what we place in the environmental tracking section. So in this case you can see there's 604 assets that were reused. It does a breakdown of the type of categories, what were the carbon offsets that were generated in pounds, and total cost savings, etc. So those are things that clients are very excited about, to be able to pull these metrics, download it, and print them out for their use. So that's essentially the basic setup. You also have the option to set up the scrap side of the system, and you could go through each of the commodities and input in what the recycling savings is. So this is if you were essentially selling a scrap, a gaylord of wire or a pallet of servers that weren't audited or they were completely dismantled. So this would do the calculation of what the potential offset was, and there's calculations. You could use the warm methodology, which is provided by the EPA. So this is something else that we could also provide and fill in. So those are the steps to set up the environmental tracking.